I used to struggle with the clutter in my home. As a mom of 2 little ones, I felt like clutter was inevitable until I started to declutter our home. And with each bag that I took out, I realized things got lighter. Things got just a bit easier to manage each time. You could say I became a little bit addicted to getting rid of clutter I didn't truly need. So today I want to share with you 100 things that you can declutter in your home right now. Oh, and by the way, I have got a free checklist for you just to make the process a bit easier. It will be linked in the description box. Let's start in the kitchen. The hub of the home, isn't it? As I looked around my kitchen, I realized there were so many single-use appliances that I didn't really use that much. Like a sandwich maker that I avoided because I hated cleaning it. Or a slow cooker that I realized I hadn't used it in so long. Those were things I decluttered in here. I looked through extra plates and bowls, things that we weren't truly using. And we only kept about 8 of each set. We're a family of 4, by the way. I looked through excess mugs, which we probably all have at some point. I kept my favorite and got rid of the rest. I got rid of any extra cups or glasses for specific purposes that we didn't truly need. I looked through all of the tumblers and water bottles we had, and I kept one per person, which feels like more than enough for us. I went through the spatulas and utensils and really tried to be honest with how many I was actually using out of those. It might be more or less depending on how big of a chef you are yourself. I got rid of extra cutlery we didn't need. I looked through any little kitchen gadgets that were hard to clean that I rarely used. I got asked if I have a potato masher. I actually don't. I use my hand mixer for when I want to make mash. Is that weird? I don't know. Pots and pans can also accumulate a lot, as well as oven trays. So I kept only the fair few that I really used. Because at the end of the day, we usually only have about 4 spots on our hob. So any more than that, you probably don't have space for anyway to cook in one go. I looked above the fridge and inside the fridge to make sure I didn't keep anything that I didn't really need. Tupperware is something that can get out of hand easily. My Tupperware drawer used to be a little bit of a mess, so now I store all of them with lids on and I keep only the ones we really need. I went through placemats, like old ones that we weren't using. I went through vases, got rid of any of the ones that were cracked, I wasn't getting use of. I looked through my spices and spice jars and I was honestly amazed at how many I had on there that I hadn't used in so long. I got rid of any condiments I no longer used. You know, those that you get for a recipe you saw on Pinterest and then they live in the back of your cupboard for months and months. This is an obvious one, but expired food went straight away. On my kitchen counters, I really had a good look through the core items and didn't really keep much because kitchens can get messy so easily. I didn't want to have much on my counters. Any wrappers and packaging, I try to decant things as much as I can, and getting rid of wrappers that food comes in can actually make your cupboards so much more organized. The under sink cleaning products were also a big mess for me, so I downsized those a lot. As well as kitchen towels, only kept a fair few. I looked through my baking things and I got rid of anything expired or old. And I also looked through those knickknacks in that doom drawer. You know, the one, that junk drawer that accumulates all the random little bits. We still have items like that, you know, utility items like batteries and scissors and just random things like that. But they don't all have to be jumbled in a drawer. And I try to be honest with what I truly needed in there. I got rid of most recipe books or recipe binders because I wasn't truly using them that much. Also, some of those extra serving trays and platters, you know, those special occasion ones that I never found use for. And I also kept in my kitchen medicine and I went through it to look if there's anything expired, anything that we don't use anymore, and got rid of that. Moving into the hallway, I got rid of a lot of paperwork in here. You know, those takeaway menus and old birthday invites, spam mail and receipts. All of those can go into recycling. I got rid of keys that we no longer use. I looked through my bags, shoes, hats, all of those items, and really tried to be honest with how many things I truly used in each of these categories. Any broken umbrellas, those can usually go. When it came to sunglasses, we actually only keep one per person at the moment. I used to have way more, but I definitely did not need that many. I looked through accessories, you know, those that you have stuffed in your understairs cupboard. Yeah, I am speaking from experience. You know, scarves and gloves or summer gear, winter gear. I also got rid of any excess decor in the hallway because I wanted it to be a light and airy space. So when people come in the door or when I come in the door, I wanted to feel like I can breathe in there. I didn't want it to feel too stuffed. And hallways are usually quite tiny, aren't they? So for our home, I feel like the less, the better. And then usually there will be random things in this area that need to be relocated, either in a bedroom upstairs, in the kitchen, in the living room. So I quickly rehomed those items. Moving in the living room, I looked under our TV because that's a place where usually a lot of things can pile on. I got rid of any extra cords and cables and things we didn't really need anymore. I enlisted my husband's help to look through all of the tech bits because some of them, you know, sometimes you no longer use and sometimes you have no idea what they're for. That was my case for sure. I got rid of excess throw pillows because I just didn't want to have a lot of them. They end up on the floor a lot and they're just a pain to constantly tidy. And same goes with blankets. I went through books that I didn't plan on reading again, or maybe I gave them a go, but they weren't truly for me. So I got rid of those, just popped them on Zip It and gave them to somebody who might get use out of them. And I also went through excess decor on surfaces in here too. Moving into the bedroom, I had a good look through my makeup. Anything expired or old or something that I didn't use anymore, I got rid of straight away. I looked through my jewelry, perfumes, and I actually got rid of a lot because I have a few basics that I wear all the time. And that's pretty much it. Anything else I just didn't use. And also in here, I got rid of extra decor pillows, extra throws, and I simplified making my bed a lot by doing this. Then looking through my wardrobe, I got rid of clothes that didn't fit. Clothes that were off season, I stored those away. Any clothes that didn't make me feel good, I took those straight out. Any clothes that needed a special bra or a special accessory that I didn't really want to go out and buy, I got rid of that as well. Any duplicates because I realized I didn't need so many of them. And any clothes that I've already bought a replacement for, I simply got rid of the old because if you upgrade something, there's no point in keeping the old as well. And I also had a quick look through socks and underwear, things like that, just to give it a clean slate. Then in my bathroom, I got rid of extra skincare. I looked through body lotions because I didn't really use that many of them. I got rid of serums I wasn't using, old makeup. I looked through hair tools and only kept the ones that I truly made use of. I looked through any cleaning products I had in here as well. And clutter on surfaces is a big one in the bathroom. It can get quite grimy in there, so the less we have out, the easier it will be to clean. That's why I also went through extra decor in the bathrooms as well. In my linen closet, I got rid of extra duvets and pillows. I kept one guest set. I looked through all of the extra bed linen sets, and we keep just one for each bed and then one spare one. So when one is in the wash, we have a fresh one to put on the bed. But any more than that, I don't feel like it's needed for us. And kind of similar with towels, I got rid of any extras. We keep 2 per person, and that's been working really great for us. In the garage or shed or loft or any sort of storage area that you have, in our ones, I looked through all of the old paints or paint samples because a lot of them actually expire after about a year or sometimes even less. I got rid of my glue gun because I wasn't using it at all. We got rid of some rugs we had in storage there that we didn't have a space for anymore. All of these things, if we keep them in storage for too long, they might get damaged, and it's kind of a shame because somebody could get use out of them. I looked through any hobby things we had in there that we didn't really want anymore. There can be future self items or fantasy self items from this image that we have of ourselves sometime in the future that we may or may not use this product, or we may want it 10 years from now. but it's truly best to give those items to somebody who can use them right now. One thing that should be fairly easy is to get rid of cardboard boxes that they can take up so much space. A shed full of them is not going to be helpful in any way. It's usually going to stress us out, and it takes up so much space that we could use in a much better way. We also looked through sentimental items, baby clothes or knickknacks that had no real value to me, and we only kept a selection of things that truly made us happy to look at. I looked through things that my kids have outgrown, like toys or their baby gear, garden toys, all of those kinds of items. And we also got rid of some furniture pieces because, again, keeping them in storage is usually not a great idea. And when it comes to kids stuff, this was a big one. We got rid of some excess play food. I think we kept about 15 or 20 bits, and that's plenty for them to play with. We got rid of big plastic toys that rarely got played with, and they didn't even miss once they were gone. We got rid of those toys that just get dumped on the floor, but they're never played with. We got rid of some extra cars and vehicles. You can look through extra dolls, any of those trinket toys from birthday parties, or even soft toys, because those can accumulate a lot. We had a look through all of our puzzles and board games, and kept the ones that we really loved. I find the container method really helpful here. I just gave it this little cupboard space. If it gets overflowing, it means it's time to get rid of some to make room for the ones we really appreciate using. We got rid of some books that the kids were no longer interested in, some extra Play-Doh and paint sets. We went through all of the crayons, pens, and pencils because sometimes those can get a bit crazy. And it's really helpful to put them all in one spot. We didn't really keep any longer those clothes that they don't fit into yet. The age gap between my kids is quite large. It's 5 years plus, and the seasons don't always match up. So we don't really keep a lot of hand-me-downs anymore. Got rid of clothes that they've outgrown. Any clothes that are off season, we store them away, just like we do with the grown-ups ones. Got rid of any duplicates, and again, clothes that I've already bought a replacement for. We had a look through their socks and underwear as well. That's always good to keep in check. And then we also got rid of some of the shoes that they no longer wear. I hope you found something helpful in this list, and I will see you in the next one.